Are you sometimes surprised to learn some amazing facts about a person or subject in history that you've never known before? While doing research on one of America's founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, I discovered many interesting facts about his life and the contributions he made to young America. I realize now that he's more than just the man who flew a kite in a thunderstorm and whose image is printed on our $100 bill. He was born in Boston in 1706. He was the 10th son of a soap maker, and he lived till the age of 84. His accomplishments greatly outnumber those of the average man. He was always concerned with the advancement of the common man, which you can see in his participation to the public, his many inventions, and his political duties. To begin with, he was an excellent writer and printer. According to the biography of Benjamin Franklin, published on the U.S. History website, young Ben learned publishing business by working for his older brother James at the age of 15. In 1729, he lived in Philadelphia, where he would purchase the Pennsylvania Gazette. In it would appear the first political cartoon that he authored. In 1733, he also published Poor Richard's Almanac under a false name. It contained the yearly weather, recipes, and predictions. The famous phrase, "A penny saved is a penny earned," came from this publication. It stood out because of his playful sense of humor. Franklin was also a public servant and champion of the common man. He put a lot of time improving life's day-to-day conditions. In the 1730s and the 1740s, he campaigned to clean up Philadelphia by paving and lighting the streets. He also began his drive to establish the first library company in which members would pool their money together to purchase books from England, being that they were so scarce and pricey in America. His accomplishments also extended to producing Philadelphia's first Union Fire Company in 1736. The quote, "An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure," was one of his firefighter slogans. He also formed the Philadelphia Hospital in 1751. It was a facility to better treat the sick. But to his credit, the library and the hospital are still here today. Now we're going to discuss how he was a revered scientist of his time. Curiosity took him in many directions, but helping his fellow man was always top in his mind. He always used science for the practical purpose of good, such as his knowledge of convection and heat transfer enabled him to design the wood-burning stove that could be built into a fireplace. This would reduce draft and smoke and use less fuel. He was also interested in the scientific phenomena of weather prediction. He observed the East Coast storms, or nor'easters, that the winds originated in the northeast but traveled up the coast from the south. This allowed him to predict the course the storms would take. He was correct in his assumption that rising air heated in the south created a low-pressure system that drew winds from the north. With his keen observations, the science of weather prediction was born. But the greatest scientific discovery by far was his theory of electricity. He believed that lightning had the same qualities as the electricity he played with in the lab. So to prove his theory, in 1752, he took a child's toy, a kite. He flew it out in a thunderstorm, and it produced sparks. This proved to himself and the world that lightning was indeed a form of electricity. Adding to his list of accomplishments were his many inventions, such as the swim fin, bifocals, the copy machine design, the mechanical arm, the instrument known as the harmonica, and the idea for daylight savings. However, the invention that gained him worldwide fame was the lightning rod. This prevented devastating effects from the thunderstorms, and it tamed the lightning. Franklin was always ready for a new challenge, and he outshined many of his colleagues with his power of diplomacy. Another first attributed to Franklin, as reported by the biography.com website, is that he is to be regarded as the first U.S. ambassador to France. His reputation gained him an audience with King Louis XVI, in which brought about the 1783 Treaty of Paris and led to the end of the Revolutionary War. Franklin was also named the Postmaster General for the colonies. He established the first home delivery system, and he's credited with revamping the service from disorganized and costly to more efficient and profit-making. Likewise, Franklin was a great statesman and patriot. He played a vital role in America's freedom and liberty. The book, Benjamin Franklin by Walter Isaacson, tells us that Franklin was the only man who shaped all of the founding documents of America. He worked hard and long for American independence. He was included as one of 13 men who drafted the Articles of Confederation, and in 1776, he and 4 others drafted the Declaration of Independence. Franklin also helped draft the U.S. Constitution, and he's also responsible for helping elect George Washington as our country's first president. I hope I've been able to provide you with more information on Benjamin Franklin than you'd previously known. His love for his fellow man knew no boundaries. Though he cherished his scientific research, he believed it was no more important than the opportunities of public service. That he was a founding father of our great nation every way possible cannot be understated. Unfortunately, as time marches on, his accomplishments fade into the shadows of history, but his picture on our $100 bill keeps his memory alive today.